Salute, Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing as the New York Knicks pick up back-to-back wins on the road in Charlotte, last night in Washington. On the streak now, baby. We are 8-5 on the season. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to chop this thing up with the best chat in the biz. Salute Knicks Nation. Salute Replay Squad. Salute chat. The New York Knicks won 122-108 in Buzz City. And it was pretty in the end as Jalen Brunson cooked all night long. DiVincenzo, career high, 7 3-pointers. Ladies and gentlemen, this one was fun towards the end. The Hornets hung around. LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller did their thing, but the New York Knicks had too much firepower. Barrett returned, and it was a good night. Salute. As always, we'll break it down, give out grades, shout out our heroes in the chat, look around the league, see what's happening around the NBA, and see where the Knicks stand now in the East. But the Knicks were buzzing, got off to another hot start, and the crowd was absolutely juiced up, as you could hear right now.
Under 2 minutes to go, the Knicks fans can be heard loud and clear. For the second straight night, moving screen on Washington. Wide for Tawai. A couple of times, Charlotte made a run. And here, let go Knicks.
Yes, baby. The New York Knicks turned the Charlotte Arena into MSG 2.0, 3.0. It don't make no difference, fam. Wire to wire that you hear is Mike Breen on the call with Wally, MSG Networks, for the second night in a row. The crowd was hyped. The crowd was amped, just like us right now in the chat, buzzing. And, straight off the gate, Jalen Brunson did not miss a beat. He has arrived for the season officially, man. We talked about the Knicks being in third gear. Jalen Brunson's clicking. He's firing on all cylinders right now. He had 26 points at the half, had a quiet second half, but the ball was moving. We'll talk about who else got in the groove, but DiVincenzo, his best game as a New York Knick, and career high 3-pointers. We're about to shout him out, give out his grade. I thought Josh Hart stepped up as well and continues to be consistent. Barrett returned like we predicted last night. You know, I felt like he was being rested a little longer so that he could come in tonight and do his thing. And boy, did he do his thing. Barrett came in late and got into the groove. But basically, the Knicks have way too much firepower for the Hornets. LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller was raining threes all night. It was a high-scoring affair. But the Knicks, for the most part, were taking care of the ball until a couple of late sloppy turnovers that helped us pull this one out. But a big shout out to money-making Mitchell Robinson, who became the third highest offensive rebounder in New York Knicks history. He surpassed Kurt Thomas tonight. So in his 5 years as a New York Knick, Mitchell Robinson breaking records left, right, and center. And shout out to him. He continues to be on fire, cleaning the glass. And no match. All night he was giving us second chance points all over the place as well. So we're about to give out his grade. But really pleasing, the story from tonight, DiVincenzo. On a night where Randle didn't have it going, Barrett was slow, coming off the rest and a couple days off. He was slow to start. And it Quickley was okay tonight, but yeah, he didn't start great either, but we really needed DiVincenzo's scoring to shake off the Hornets. That's exactly what he did. You don't leave him open, otherwise it's going to rain on your baby. And DiVincenzo, I said it, I think in the last show, but we're starting to see him produce a lot more of what we're used to in terms of seeing with Golden State and his other teams. He'd received some criticism early, coming off a slow Knicks start. But DiVincenzo is that three-point shooter, the sniper that we need, that can rain threes at any minute and keep the scoreboard ticking up, man. And congrats to him on his big breakout win and career night from 3. And congrats to Mitch. Big task salute. Daniel, Luke, Juan, let's go. 8 and 5. How do you feel right now, fam? I'm buzzing right now as we get through this tough part of the schedule. We'll look around the league later tonight. But basically, the Knicks weathered this crazy storm, this schedule. Tonight was our 4th back-to-back in the first 13 games. And we now have the least amount of back-to-backs in the league for the rest of the year. So the New York Knicks have done the heavy lifting, man. And we can't take these wins for granted. People might say, it was a sloppy victory last night, tonight. It don't make no difference, really. We put the beat down. It was double digits. You're not going to stop a team for 4 quarters. It's just not going to happen. At the end of the day, the water's going to flow with LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges coming back. But the New York Knicks got stops late, and we sealed the deal. Tonight was excellent 3-point shooting once again. 3-point shooting above 40%. We'll look at that. The assists were up tonight. The turnovers are down. And yeah, the New York Knicks are 8th in the league in 3-point shooting percentage. How does that make you feel, baby? With the Knicks being a good 3-point shooting team now. What's up to die for New York City ball? Knicks Nation. We're about to shout people out. And the Knicks hold the Charlotte Hornets, a high-scoring team, to 108. So that's going to be good for our stats around the league. I think we're still the top team. We'll break it down in a couple of days. But the Knicks were coming into tonight. We're the number 1 team in opponents' points per game. 108 is pretty decent. 122 for us, getting that scoreboard ticking up. Jalen Brunson, 32 big ones, big 30-piece. LaMelo Ball with 34. Mitch, 14 rebounds. Again, big time. Keeping big Mark Williams off the glass. Big Mitch, underpaid right now, what he's producing for us. And he's one of the most valuable pieces of this team. The only thing is I want him to get more touches. We'll talk about that. But Brunson, 8 assists, stand up. LaMelo had 9. Mitch had 4 blocks, baby. We only averaged 2 blocks as a team. We had 4 from Mitch tonight. Hart had a few. And we did well with the steals as well, guys. 7 steals. We played quality defense early. 5 blocks. 12 turnovers. Couple sloppy ones later. But like I said, it was a really fast-paced game. This one was up and down. This was an and one mixtape kind of night, where it's going to look a little sloppy from time to time. But we have the firepower to just blow these kind of cellar-dwelling teams out the water now. We move ahead, and we look ahead to the road, which is one more road game in Mini, which is going to be a huge test. And then 3 days rest, baby. And then Miami for the penultimate NBA Cup pool game, which can see us perhaps qualify. Let's talk about it later. We'll pull up the standings in a minute. But yeah, Dante and Brunson reigning 3's, man. That was sweet. Yep, the turnovers were down. To Die For says 12 tonight. Yep, I like that too, fam. Appreciate you. Kenny, what's good? The big Ragu playing the Grimes supposed to play. That's the big, the depth we got, man. The next man up. And that's why we signed the man too. People were, a little bit critical of it. $12 million. Villanova guy. He was definitely polarized early. But we always knew DiVincenzo could play better than what he was. He just had a slow start, Hidalgo, what's good? Dante Inferno may earn a permanent starting spot. We'll talk about that. Grimes off the bench may be better for him. I think on any night I'm cool with either. I like Grimes' defense more, but it seems like when he's hot, DiVincenzo is that more better 3-point shooter in terms of when he gets hot, man. He's just lethal. Yeah, and To Die For also says Chenzo playing like this makes Tibbs maybe change his mind on who's starting. I think Grimes can rest that wrist, but DiVincenzo at the starting lineup gives us that floor spacing as well. So what a steal. Yeah, Luke, Kerry's what's good. I kept telling y'all Grimes going to lose his spot. Guys are hot on DiVincenzo tonight. Yeah, glad to see him get his flowers. We're definitely going to shout him out, and he deserves it because, on a night like this, we needed extra offense, man. But like the chat said, 12 turnovers, that's decent. We had 10 last night. We're coming in around 7th in the league in fewest turnovers. Field goal, 50%. 3-point percentage, 43%. Free throws, 73%. We can do a better job at that as well. So we'll talk about who missed their free throws tonight. But 27 assists, almost as many as Charlotte. So stand up. Charlotte killed us with the fast break points. Of course, we're the better half-court team. They like to run and gun. But second chance points, we killed them. And our points in the paint, we killed them as well. Fam, off a big Jalen Brunson, big night. And of course, Chenzo, baby, has arrived as a New York Knick. RJ Barrett returned. Like I said, didn't look like his usual self. Had missed a couple games, but it's going to take a little bit for RJ to get back into that rhythm that he was. I like what he did late. Picked up 3 assists, 3 boards, and a steal. 4 or 5 from the line. So that's one big carryover that we're seeing from Barrett. Still, the free throw shooting is still improved, and it's better than ever. Tonight he was a little inefficient, 5 of 15, made one of his 5 threes. There was a great one late when Brunson had the skip pass for up the court, and he hit it in the corner. That was a big time 3 to shake them off. But RJ Barrett was still driving, was getting to the line. And on a night where DiVincenzo has his career night, Barrett didn't have as many opportunities in 25 minutes, easing him in. So salute to Bully Barrett. I'll be generous. I'll give Bully Barrett a B- for tonight. I know he's working his way back in. Shot 4 or 5 from the line. Trini, what's good? We're buzzing right now. Yep. Just like that Hornets arena, 8-5 now, 3 games above 500. This could be the start of our first big streak. If we can knock off Minnesota next week and the Heat, 5 games over 500, the thing, man, opens up like Pandora's box. And then we have a 5-game homestand, I think. So we'll look at that in a minute. But good to get RJ Barrett back. First and foremost, we know health is not to play with, and it could be more serious than we thought. But he needed that extra day. They may have planned for him to return on this second leg of the back-to-back, and it was great to see him out there, man. You could tell he wasn't his 100% self. He just wasn't moving as well. But the 3-point shooting's been excellent this season, and the foul shooting's been improved as well. Like I said, I give Barrett a B- for his return. Played solid defense, got 1 steal, 3 assists, 15 points, and was still a plus 16. Fam, Nick Yak in the building. Daras, salute. RJ Barrett, we know for sure is not going to lose his starting spot. He's here to stay. He's part of this big 3. And like I said, we're dangerous. You don't know where our offense is going to come from on any night. When Julius and when JB is moving the rock, you could see the Hornets kind of just hang their head. They just kind of ran out of ideas to stop us. If they close out hard, you got the Randle drive and kick, or Hart. DiVincenzo can drive, and Brunson can drive as well. Quickley can drive as well. So we shoot good 3-point percentage, then they start closing out hard, and we start driving to the lane. So our offense is kind of starting to click right now, but we just got to move the ball and limit these turnovers. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. So, who would have thought, man, the Knicks would be in the top 8 in the league in 3-point percentage right now. But that's why we paid DiVincenzo. That's why we paid the man another 3-point shooter. People were hoping for a bigger upgrade, and we all want, to see this team improve. But, DiVincenzo for the $12 million, I gave that an A+. I remember in my preseason grade, because for the mid-level money we had available, we spent it on the player that suited us the most. We needed more shooting, and we didn't have any other options. It's not like $12 million can get you, an all-star, and it's not like it can get you, a player that you can go to down in the clutch, to take you to victory. But what we did get was a player that plays both sides of the ball, shoots, the 3-point ball deep, is a team player, and can dribble, drive, and do a few things off the dribble. So I think we did really well with the money we had available. DiVincenzo stepping up with an injury now to Grimes. So we don't know. Yeah, I would struggle to see Tibbs changing the starting lineup straight away. Maybe down the line we might see it happen. I won't rule it out. Yeah, Nick Yak, Mitch's special, man. Congrats to him once again. Third in Knicks history in terms of offensive rebounds, past Kurt Thomas, the legend. Mitch is becoming a legend of his own right now on the streets. So salute. Randle, the 3-point shooting, 3 of 7 from the line. Definitely got to improve, 42%. That's difficult to see that happen often with Randle. He's not the best 3-point shooter, but he's usually better than that. So we've got to clean that up, most definitely. Like I said, I think offensively, DiVincenzo can be as good or better than Grimes right now. Defensively, I still like Grimes. Both are the kind of the same length. So it's not like one, can help us play bigger. I think Grimes is a more tougher on-ball defender. I think DiVincenzo is more experienced, more smarter defender in terms of getting steals, passing lanes, reading the defense as well. So without further ado, let's hit on Dante right now because I'm feeling great. 9 of 12 from the field, 7 of 10, a blazing hot from deep, 70%. Man, 3 boards, 3 steals, and a block, and just 1 foul, 25 points, plus 11, A+ for Dante DiVincenzo in his role, starting in the absence of Grimes, and this just looked like a coming out party for DiVincenzo. He's actually been playing pretty well over the last few days. Now he started slow, but he's really coming good now. Is DiVincenzo taking care of the ball? No turnovers tonight, so you love that. Big tick, blazing hot from deep, making plays, 3 assists, 3 boards as well. Last night he had the big poster. He's full of confidence right now, and if his play actually goes to another level, then we might have to seriously consider moving him into the starting lineup. The floor spacing is just incredible. The 3-point shooting we know is consistent. When he's really hot. Grimes has been up and down. We can't lie about it. In terms of the start of the year. So I guess the good thing is, fam, it's a good problem to have because we can decide on matchups. Do we need more defensive punch from Grimes, or do we need extra floor spacing and consistency from DiVincenzo from that side? Now he's starting to play better lately, so we'll see. But Grimes has got to get healthy first. Sprained wrist, but I don't think it's going to be too long until he's back, fam. I think we might see him back late, maybe in the second game next week, which is on the weekend. So, but DiVincenzo, gets his first A+ of the season. Career high 7 threes. I mean, what else can you say, man? We're going to continue to give him flowers all night long as the chat's popping right now. And Grimes' left wrist, non-shooting hand, says Luke. So hopefully that doesn't affect Grimes when he does get back. But like we saw tonight, like Barrett, we might have to see a couple games for Grimes to get back before he, gets comfortable again. It's difficult missing 3-4 games and then trying to come back into rhythm. It's going to be difficult. But we're the big team, DeRas, 110%, fam. The big team in this thing, and we got guys that can step up, man. Next man up mentality. all the way from the starters to the six man and then to the crowd, fam. As the crowd was buzzing on the road, man. I don't know about you guys, but this sounds like Madison Square Garden. That sounds like MSG to me, man. It's got to be embarrassing for these teams. We heard Denny Advida. We had some quotes from him yesterday talking about how frustrated he was hearing the Knicks get serenaded in his own building, and he was fed up. But it is what it is, man. You got to get with us if you want that kind of support. Fan balling out on the road. Next man up, we'll hit on Mitch. So 33 minutes, he was 2 of 5. Didn't get to the line. 11 offensive rebounds, man. I continue to be astonished every single time. 11 offensive rebounds tonight. A couple of them were multiple tip backs, but he's in my fantasy team. Mitch Robb's my starting center, and I need those rebounds, baby. So do the New York Knicks. And an assist, 4 blocks, and 3 turnovers, 4 points, a +9. Mitchell Robinson's that animal, that monster in the paint, and you don't want to go near him. He's going to gobble that up, and he was absolutely gobbling up those boards, man, killing them tonight. And 11 offensive rebounds, third in Knicks history right now. Mitchell Robinson's having a crazy start to the year, basically. He's exceeding my expectations for what I kind of expected him coming in. He's staying durable, giving multiple efforts, never quitting on any kind of play, running the floor like a gazelle, puffing hard, but giving us 110% every single night. And I love the 4 blocks tonight from Mitch. He hasn't been blocking many shots, but tonight he got in on it. Right, he was not letting LaMelo or Brandon or anyone get to the lane without that swat. And then he was also second effort chewing up the rebounds as well. So, yeah, Money Mitch is a beast, Trini, 100%. Michael says it's a party CT, Mitch Robb, block party, and a 3-point party right now. Yep, it's raining. Yep, no doubt. Tonight's feeling good. And yeah, like I said, I'm glad for Knicks Nation because we really went through a tough schedule, playing Boston twice, playing Milwaukee, playing in New Orleans, back-to-backs. We played Atlanta twice on the road. Man, we played last night, tonight on the road. Really, this might not set in till later in the year, but we really have done well to be 8-5 right now. I know these last 2 wins have been chalk and cheese, and it's been a cakewalk. But you got to stomp on these opposition and get the wins up. So 8-5 now, and we move. We continue, fam. Despite some interruptions, despite some injuries, and some record low shooting numbers from Randle and Brunson to start the year. Now that's reversed. Those guys are shooting well, and right now Brunson's shooting career numbers from 3 right now. So we'll hit on Brunson. Of course, Mitch Robinson, he gets an A from me tonight with his outstanding rebounding and 4 blocks. A+ for me tonight. So Jalen Brunson, when he had 26 at the half, I thought, man, this is a night we're going to see that 50 piece. But the game kind of didn't go that way. In the third, it was a bit messy. He sat for quite a bit, and then the ball was stopped a little bit. It was clunky. We got a couple turnovers in the third. It was fast paced, but Brunson was moving the rock. With that said, he picked up 8 assists and just 2 turnovers. Excellent, 32 points and 3 rebounds. Shot 4 of 8 from deep and was 12 of 21 from the field overall. Jalen Brunson is really clicking now. He's firing on all cylinders. And he's basically, I think looks like he's in 5th gear, and that's a beautiful thing. I don't want to see DeMar DeRozan voted in as no All-Star ahead of him this year, right now, this All-Star campaign for Jalen Brunson begins right now. We ain't playing games with this thing. I don't want to see some of these players like Trae Young, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine voted in as an All-Star ahead of Brunson. He's playing like that All-Star right now, and I'm damn sure going to make sure he gets in this year. Whatever happens, we've got to get Brunson in as an All-Star this year because he's playing like it. Like I said, he could have gone off for 40 tonight if he wanted. The three-point ball, it's been wet basically since the fourth game, and no signs of him slowing down, and it does not look like he's going to miss from three. So he's been putting in work. You know what Team USA could have done with this three-point shooting as well? Maybe they should have let him shoot more threes in FIBA, because we know he got this in his arsenal, and he's letting it fly. And Coach Tom Thibodeau, salute. He's letting it fly. He's letting him let it fly. So salute to everyone with that. Brunson's game's going to the next level with this three-point shooting. And I said, it's going to be real dangerous opening up the offense. You can't leave this guy open. He's just going to hit you, hit it on you, and basically it's going to be lights out. So they better start coming up with some plans. The other night they tried to blitz him. It didn't work out. He started moving the ball. So you got to pick your poison, but it's a great thing for us right now. He's the engine of this thing, the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, the Porsche, whatever automobile you're into. Right, he's that engine that's getting us going right now, and he's the scorer that we need, and he's distributing also. So shout out to JB for another A+ game tonight. 26 points at the half, man. It was basically a wrap for the Hornets, man. They had no chance. LaMelo Ball ain't stopping him. Luke Brunson is in mid-season form. A. Yep. Appreciate. A for appreciate. Most def. Bugatti, Luke. Yep. Loving it. Yep. The funny thing is, every time I still look at him, he doesn't look like a player that's moving the way he does. He's I was listening to the Zach Lowe pod. Yeah, he called him a fire hydrant. He called him stout and a fire hydrant. But he's moving like a Bugatti right now. He's flaming like a Brunson burner. Like I said, I'm really pleased for the three-point shooting because, we win and we lose as a team. But it's no coincidence our three-point shooting is 8th in the league, and our best three-point shooter this year has been Brunson, basically right now, the way he's shooting. So he's a big part of that. Barrett's been a big part. Obviously DiVincenzo tonight, Quickley. Randle hasn't been shooting as many threes, but he was 40% tonight, so we're about to hit on Randle. But yeah, we've been facing that onslaught early, like NYC says, and we're able to buckle down and do what's needed to get these wins, fam. Yeah, it's great. Great to win by double digits. And it's even better when we sometimes get bored. We find something to complain about now with these double digit wins. But yeah, these turnovers are a little sloppy sometimes. I'm looking at these hustlers like Hart, Quickley, DiVincenzo. They do try to run the break, which is a good thing. But also Randle, caught in two minds sometimes too. CC 100% right with this. Capitalize on Atlanta, Washington, Charlotte's. Yep. On the season series, it's great. Most definitely. Although I don't think it's going to matter with Charlotte. But yeah, the Atlanta back-to-backs were great. Winning on the road. We've been comfortable on the road since last year as well. So, yep. Orange and blue skies, baby. Yep. Point guard specialist. Nick Yak says Grimes 40% too. Yep, Quentin Grimes has had a pretty decent start to the year. I really love his defense. It's unfortunate what happened. I think, this year he's still a huge part of the starting lineup. I think defensively, he basically helps us balance the starting unit. When you've got Randle and you've got Brunson in the starting lineup, just adding that extra positive defender, that hard-nosed defender is great. I think he complements the starting unit well. But closing lineups, man, I'm on board with a Quickley DiVincenzo closing lineups. Obviously, Tibbs is going to rock with Hart sometimes. Sometimes he might want to go small and have Mitch off the floor, but usually Mitch is on the floor late. But in terms of a Quickley Brunson combination, we'll talk about that more. I love that. We can create multiple looks. Both can play off ball, on ball, catch and shoot. And then you've obviously got DiVincenzo spacing in the corner. And then you maybe got Barrett at the 4, Randle at the 5. We really do have some good looks we can close games out with. And our offense is looking better than last year. It really has been. So we're given an A+ to Devo, A+ to Mitch, a B- to Barrett. Now Juju Randle, or A+ to Brunson Burner, of course. Juju Randle had his ups and his downs. He's moving the ball well. That's been a continuous theme. 7 assists, 4 turnovers down from last time. It was 6 last night. A quiet 21 points. He can get his groove on, and he can get a stretch where he puts up 6 to 8 points, and then he can go for a whole quarter without doing much. But he was 8 of 17. That was solid, and 2 of 5 from deep, 40% also. Another B+ for me tonight with Randle, kind of quiet B+. But I love the 7 assists and the 21 points +9. Definitely there was some frustrations with the 4 turnovers as well, but like I said, it was that kind of game. It was just fast-paced. It was, get up and down, fly up and down quickly, and get good looks. Because we really capitalized, and we caught the Charlotte Hornets napping sometimes as well. They got the young legs of Mark Williams. Brandon Miller had an excellent game. I got the Brandon Miller LaMelo show. That's going to be a nice vibe for them moving forward. Of course, Miles Bridges returned for his second game back. He came alive later in the game, but we were just too physical for them. With Mitch, with Bully Barrett, and with Randle, we were just too strong for them as well. And especially on a down night for Barrett, and a quieter night for Randle too. So B+ for Randle, 7 assists. If he keeps this up, he'll continue to be that triple-double threat this year. He's been close. I don't think he's had one triple-double yet this year, but he's come close maybe 4 times now with rebounds and assists as well. So maybe if a guy's can hit some shots, he'll get that triple-double with the 10 assists, I think, coming up as well. He's not forcing the issue. I appreciate that. The terms of the 3-point shooting, Randle was shooting more volume last year. Now he's averaging maybe like 4, 5, 6 threes per game, down from 8 and 9 from the previous year. So, and our 3-point shooting is about 8th in the league right now. So the other guys are getting more looks. Barrett stepped it up, and Brunson stepped it up as well. Tonight DiVincenzo also, fam. Really appreciating the different looks from offense. Obviously, these guys are cutting well as well. I know you guys have noticed. DiVincenzo got a couple nice backdoor plays. Randle was also cutting better off ball. And we know Barrett can cut well, and so can Josh Hart. So, ladies and gentlemen, our offense is looking better. Players, there shouldn't be any excuses. Players shouldn't really stand around. I think we can get more movement. And with the 3-point shooting, man, we're going to be dangerous to beat. I really, really look forward to this Minnesota and the Miami test coming up next week. And I will talk about that in a minute once we're giving out all the grades, fam. But if you're watching, appreciate you live. CT on the streets are buzzing, and the best chat in the biz. Smash that like button, and I'll continue to shout these guys out. Look around the league later in the show. Find out what happened tonight and where we're at in the standings. But so far, we've done our business. We're taking care of this mini stretch on the road, and let's close it out and win 4 in a row on the road. Once we can beat Minnesota next week, and then we've got the 3-day rest. So that's awesome, man. Sharp Powers, the big ragu, keeps moving and look good with Randle. Yeah, that's it, man. Keep moving. Cut, ball movement, great player off ball. I think that's the strength of DiVincenzo, man. You don't need to hesitate. Just devastate, and rise up and shoot. The guy was absolutely, feeling it. You could see the moment he catched it, he caught it. It was a flamethrower, man. He had the whole gooseneck and the nice form. And basically, if he continues to shoot like this now, with Brunson's 3-point shooting, you got Barrett improved this year. Randle's taking less threes. And obviously, we've got the Hart as well. We'll shout him out in a minute. He's been efficient here as well. Michael's here in Charlotte. Salute. Ball can ball out. Their record just doesn't say that. Yeah, look, he needs help. I think he's not the defensive kind of player. I think with Bridges back, they'll be better. Mark Williams looks like a solid young man. Brandon Miller looks good. They just need a couple more years in the lottery, I think. And you just need to be patient. I think teams do try to rush it too soon. There ain't nothing wrong with being bad for a couple more years if you're Charlotte, because you need that talent. You're not signing big-time free agents. So, yeah, the starting unit absolutely, man, balled out tonight when you take into account the 15 points from Barrett, 21 from Randle, 25 from Dante, and the 32 from Brunson. That's basically 100 points from a starting unit, man. And we didn't really need much from Quickley or Hart tonight, but they still stepped up. So Josh Hart was 3 of 5. Talking about a couple of nice plays he had with Hart, with iHeart. It was a heart to heart. Basically, those guys have great chemistry off the bench. He was cutting the ball and a back and forth two-man game. And Josh Hart was hitting the three tonight. Last night, he's 50% from the field, 50 from deep, 60 from the field. I love the 6 rebounds, the 4 assists, and the 3 steals. Man, Josh Hart was getting into it, mixing it up in the passing lane. And he's basically that pit bull terrier that we need. That dog that pulls in rebounds, plays great defense, is getting close to 30 minutes. And he's producing 7 points, and just the quintessential team player, the glue guy, and the guy who we need to do dirty work as well. But like I said last night, he's being efficient. That's all we need from him. We don't need big volume, but we just need efficiency when he does get those looks. Just don't hesitate. The most pleasing thing was the 3 steals. Like, it just seemed like he was always picking their pocket, and he was making it difficult. That's the thing when you play the Knicks. I referenced Zach Lowe's podcast again from yesterday. I think it dropped. They did an Eastern preview with the Nikias from the Dunker spot, and those guys were waxing poetic about the Knicks and their identity. And when you play us, the other team is going to feel bumps, bruises. They know we're going to be physical, and they know nothing's going to come easy. And that's because of guys like Josh Hart, iHeart, and guys, we're just dogs in this squad, and making it difficult for everyone. So, it's pleasing to hear people talk around the league about the Knicks, their identity. They know we're not the prettiest offense, we're not the most star-laden team, but we have an identity right now, and it's basically we're doubling down, and it's like, beat us if you can. We're good at what we're good at, and we're going to try and see if you have to try and see if you can beat us at our game. And of course, Hart is playing well as the small ball 4, and it's working so far. It helps us get out and transition. He rebounds as well as a backup 4 does. Yeah, we do give up their size in some matchups, but it hasn't hurt us yet. I think it hurt us on one game when it was against, I'm going to say it was definitely against the Pelicans. We struggled in that one with their size. And I think it was the Boston game with Jason Tatum. It hurt us a little bit in that one as well. But for the most part, it's been working. We'll see what happens later in the year, but really good start to the year for Josh Hart. So our two USA FIBA gents with Brunson and Hart, they're clicking right now. They're running like that Bugatti, fam. Yeah, Melo's in the house. Salute Monster Mitch. Yeah, we appreciate him now. Third ever in Knicks offensive rebounds, past the legend Kurt Thomas. Shout out to him. 11 offensive rebounds tonight, the best in the league. Right, he should see himself in an all defensive team this year as well. And we're talking about Brunson becoming an all-star, and we're campaigning for money making Mitch to become an all defensive team player as well, locking it down for us. Getting to the line as well, getting foul calls. He's getting chippy. Josh Hart's just all over the place. So appreciate him. Josh Hart will get his B plus for me tonight. He plays his role to a T. Could be B plus, but he was efficient tonight, so B plus. Emmanuel Quickley, quiet game for his standards, but really effective when he's on the court with Brunson again. I love the two-man game. The offense does work. It flows with those two out there. He helps defend the perimeter well. 4 of 11. He missed all 5 threes though. Hit 1 of 1 from the line. Went 5 boards though, and 1 assist. 9 points, -1. So with Quick, tonight obviously DiVincenzo had it flowing, and Josh Hart was contributing. But yeah, Quickley was a down night in terms of his 23 minutes, but defensively was strong. 5 boards, missed all of his threes, but he was definitely effective when they were closing out, and he ran in, he got the floater, and he adjusted. So I salute Quick. Sometimes it's second nature for him to just pull up and settle for a look that he can get all the time. I love when Quick does drive. He's effective at getting to the line, and of course the floater game is a good strength of his as well. I just don't want him to fall in love with the 3-point shot. And like I said, we're dangerous when when they close out, and he drives and he kicks it as well. So I love him, playing with Brunson. He's another guy who I love to see close lineups. It helped us in ATL, and that was a big game for Quick down the stretch. And Quickly on the floor makes things happen. Whether he's hitting shots or not, it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. But the game comes natural to him, and he makes things happen usually, or he'll either hit the shot or draw a foul. So Quick, he'll get a B minus for me tonight, fam. Luke's on point too, IQ B minus, but got to stay consistent. Yeah, most definitely. I think he's such an important part of this team. I think usually when he has a bad game against a good opponent, we struggle to win. Fortunately, against the Charlottes, and when the bench stands up, we've got enough. But Quick is a important part of this thing to beat good teams, no doubt about it. When we're talking about the Bostons, and teams in the West as well. But he plays well on the road, usually Quickly, especially against like the Portlands, those kind of teams as well out there. But yeah, Quickly's had an up and down year, but before tonight, he's been playing really consistent. It's still a little up and down sometimes, but Quickley is a guy who I think is a rhythm player as well. 23 minutes tonight, so he didn't play as much. Todd says, I don't know any Mitch haters. Now there should not be. I think people understand his shortcomings, but they're just coming to understand it and deal with it, because he dominates in so many other areas. It's hard to find a player earning what he's earning that's elite at what he's good at, blocking shots and rebounding as well. I just want us to keep the defense honest, and when he has his man sealed off, dump the ball down and get the ball down low to Mitch. And he's moving the ball quite well too. He's not forcing it. Tonight he had another assist Last night, Mitch had 1 assist as well. The guys, it's contagious when the ball's moving. But yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein, we always rave about him as well. But 14 minutes, we don't miss a beat in terms of the rebounding. 7 boards in 14 minutes tonight. 4 points only, but 2 of 2 from the line, and 50% from the field. Hart is that basically he's like the brother from another mother from Mitchell Robinson. And Breen was talking about how close those two are, and how it's kind of like a healthy friendship rivalry, kind of healthy push where they both complement and push each other. When Mitch goes out, Hart tags in, right? They're basically the tag team, big men. And Breen also said tonight, is it the best center tandem in the league? And I think it is. I think I've talked about it before. It's hard to find a better 1-2 punch. Those guys are just elite, at hustling and rebounding, and putbacks as well. So we're spoilt basically at the center position. I love the energy and the hustle he brings. He'll rarely ever come in without the energy we need. Right, and that's critical when you're coming off the bench. In terms of the Pelicans game, Todd says, how did we score little against the Pels? The Pelicans was a second night of a back-to-back as well. I think we were early in the year, Brunson and Randle struggled the most, I think. So that was, we were not even a shell of ourselves. Basically, the team we're seeing right now is completely different. We're clicking. Man, I think we're really getting into that 4th gear now. I said last night we're maybe in the 3rd gear. If the New York Knicks are a fast car, we're in the 4th gear right now with our offense, I think. And Barrett's just come back, and Grimes is out. So we got more we can go, man. We got more gears we can hit. Deuce got some burn, so 9-man rotation. Evan Fournier was out with the kind of a tweaked ankle. It's nothing serious, but unfortunate for Evan. People were happy to see him get some burn last night, but Evan's out right now with an ankle. But Deuce McBride really made some good plays, man. One was a crossover, mid-range pull-up, a nice big floater. Deuce McBride making the most of his minutes. So 2 of 3 and 1 of 2 from deep and 2 fouls. But 9 minutes, he got 5 points. Deuce McBride looked like a player that could play more minutes, but we just don't need him right now. It's unfortunate. He's really the 10th man, on this team when everyone's back and everyone's healthy, fam. Deuce McBride is that guy that any team would love to have as their 10th man. He comes in, he helps change the tempo, and he mixes it up, which is excellent. But Deuce McBride, salute to him. And I'll give Deuce a B for his minutes, but Isaiah Hartenstein also gets a B+ for his energy, his effort, and IQ. I think I gave IQ a B or B-. It's tough to be too critical on a night like this because it was a sloppy kind of up and down game, and you do have a tendency to play down to some of these opponents. Fam. But it was raining 3's tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The game balls will go to Jalen Brunson and DiVincenzo. As we see a nice drive from Quick. We really needed a big bucket there because LaMelo and Miller were raining 3's as well. But that was that kind of game, But salute to DiVincenzo. I think his confidence is really going to start to go up. And with this said, our unit, it's competitive. I said it in the preseason that these guys would compete hard for minutes, and it's going to be healthy competition for those spots. Grimes don't want to lose more minutes. DiVincenzo wants to play more. Tonight he's helping his case. Maybe we reduce Hart's minutes a little to give DiVincenzo more looks. as well. But I love the way the second unit plays off each other. The cutting, the movement is spot on, and the 3-point shooting is coming along, fam. So salute to them. And can't not give Brunson a game ball. I mean, the man's had 26 points at halftime. I know it was a quiet second half for him, but yeah, he dominated the first half. As we see one of DiVincenzo's splashes there, they were sagging off tonight. But the big Ragu had other ideas. You see him relocate there as well, according to the double. But a salute to Julius Randle as well for having the head up on a play like that. You see Randle of old wouldn't have had his head up, so he's dribbling the whole time with the head up. Spots his man. How could you miss his big Ragu there in the corner? And the zero, Agent Zero, was splashing tonight. Finally, his big breakout game. Yep. Here we have class in session. Julius Randle with the and one. He was schooling Miller there. Way too small. Look at Miller there, man. He's barbecue chicken. So, way too thin. And Randle wasn't going to pass that one out. Man, that was a nice and one. Julius Randle, he knows when to go to work, when he can get that bucket in the paint. And the thing is, we said like last night too, the way Mitch commands a body, it opens up the lane because everyone's kind of scared to leave him open for an offensive rebound. So that lets Julius go to work 1v1. Or when the defender doubles, Randle can kick it out. Nick Yak, they had 21 boards from the center, 4 blocks. Yep, all day, every day. Keeping possessions is a game changer. You said it. It's an absolute game changer. It's one of the reasons why our offense is, our offensive rating was 14th in the league coming into last night. Tonight, I think it's going to go up. But, yeah, especially with the 3-point shooting, we're 8th in the league now too, fam. So, some of these struggles are from yesterday now. Our offense is looking decent with guys moving the ball better, shooting better, and, of course, a new addition, DiVincenzo, and more options, fam. This one was another DiVincenzo splash from Randle. Yep. He has the ability there to just wait that second like he did there. The defender knows he can slash. So that's what gives him that extra bit of space. If the defender starts to lag and stall, then he can just fire and rise up like he did. So yeah, that's the advantage of a guy who can drive and kick as well as shoot. But it was the Brunson burner, man. Last night, tonight, the man's isn't missing a beat, coming off a slow start and fever. And the man's absolutely dominating right now, all-star form. But he has to be the first year. This has to be the first year Brunson becomes that all-star, right? I'm going to be fed up if a guy like DeMar DeRozan, or someone, gets in ahead of him. We need all of this Knicks Nation to get up and vote him in when it comes, right? As we have that wire-to-wire victory on the road. We've got one more road game against Mini. 3 days rest. That's going to be excellent for Grimes, for Barrett to get right. And then the big NBA Cup third game against Miami. That's going to be a decider, basically, who can get that wild card spot in the Group B. So, huge week ahead, but we only have 2 games. But they're real meaningful. Minnesota's been playing hot as we're about to look around the league, and find out what's been popping with the West and the East and where the Knicks sit right now. But yeah, I'm about to give my predictions. I predicted the Knicks would win these 3 games last week. ATL, after the Boston loss, ATL, Washington, and of course the Hornets, and we swept them. So great form coming in. And next week's going to be tricky. right? The great thing is now we have that little bit of comfort, that little breathing room, where if we do drop one of these ones next week, we're still going to be 500, hopefully, 500 for the week, and split them, still be 3 games over 500. And then, of course, it's home cooking. You see Miami, Phoenix, Charlotte once again, for the third time in the year, and then Detroit as well. That's going to be barbecue chicken night, and Charlotte too in the Garden. So it's looking pretty good, man. We've done the heavy lifting, like I said, and now it is time to look around the league, and see where things sit with the standings. So I'm about to pull this thing up right now. Tonight, we have the Celtics still they are at their 10-2, coming off a good start to the year with KP doing work, balling out. They've really integrated their guys, and their defenders are obviously good on ball. They've got Drew Holiday, and they're clicking right now. So they've overtaken Philly. Let's see how close we can get. We're now sitting in at 8-5, coming in Seoul's 6th spot right now. The Pacers might be playing, we'll see, but hopefully they drop one or two. And then, of course, the Heat. We're only 1 game from tied with third. 1 game off third. Half a game, sorry. We are half a game off third with the Bucks and the Heat. So that's great. The Magic have been a surprise packet this year at 7-5. It's good to have them in our rearview mirror now. It's going to be a good game as well when we do face the Magic too. Obviously, the underachieving Cavs. We talked about them more last night, fam. I think the Cavs have been overrated a bit, coming in. So the Knicks are definitely proven they're the better team, leaving no doubt. Last year, we punked them. This year, we've gotten off to a better start. People underrated our acquisition and our talent, basically. Just talking about the Cavs' talent with Garland and Spider. But Mitchell Robinson, Jalen Brunson and crew had other ideas, man. Put some respect on the Knicks now, because we're great at what we're good at, and we're making it work right now. So, some tough games coming up. I'm going to predict that we split. I want to under-promise, over-deliver, and I think we could easily win both games, but I'm going to predict that we do split next week. And if I'm going to pick a win, I'm going to say we beat Miami, and I'm going to say the road game in Minnesota is going to be tricky. Hopefully we pull it out, but I think we might split next week. So hopefully I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong. But either way, like I said, it doesn't matter because we're still going to remain 3 games over 500. If we don't pick up both of them, fam. But the Hawks. Then you got the Nets, and then the Raptors, Bulls, Hornets, Wiz, Pistons in the lottery. And I don't think that's going to change, too much, guys. I think the Raptors, it's a situation where Pascal Siakam's on the block. Scotty Barnes is looking great. But Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby and Gary Trent are all going to be free agents. So they've got a decision to make. They've got to decide by the deadline, I think, where they're at. And they're not even in the play-in picture right now with all that talent. So that tells you, man, if you're not as good as the Magic, the Cavs, the Nets, or the Hawks by the deadline, don't even bother, man. Just trade and get what you can for those guys and keep it moving. The Hawks, I think, are very, very, they're underachieving, but they're very, very poor as well, in my opinion. Offensively, they haven't got as many options. They're going to struggle to be in the playoff picture. They're going to be around that play-in. The Nets also don't have that firepower, that star yet. They're going to hover around 500. And then you've got the Cavs and the Magic, who I could see getting on a little run, but they're going to still be round about where they're at, fam. And then I think this kind of top 6 is kind of going to be set. It might fluctuate for sure, but I think this top 6, I could really see the Pacers staying with it. And obviously the Heat usually start slow. They've started well. But of course, the New York Knicks are now on a 3-game winning streak. And we're coming. We're definitely coming half a game from third. We haven't played the Bucks at full strength. We didn't play the Celtics at full strength either. So I'm looking forward to the Philly game too, fam. And I'm damn sure looking forward to the Heat game next week. Right? So actually, yeah, before we do that, let's look at this in-season tournament standings, fam. So we are here, Group East B, fam. So obviously we're going to play the Heat next week, right? If we beat the Heat, we'll go 2-1 in the NBA in-season tournament, and the Heat will go 2-1. So then what is going to be the difference, you ask? It's going to be that column in the green, the plus differential, fam. And the New York Knicks are sitting really good at plus 16 because we put the beat down on the Wizards last night. So that's the reason why the coach won't pull out the starters in an NBA in-season tournament game. It's critical that we win by as much as possible. So great work last night. 22-point win. Great stuff, fam. And I think if we beat the Heat, that's definitely going to put us in great spot for the wild card. Also, like we said last night, some people care about this thing, some people don't. I think it's going to be fun just to win these games because it means something anyway. It's regular season stuff. So we want to beat the Heat anyway for the season tiebreaker. But it also gives us that incentive that we want to beat them to get through to Vegas. And maybe these guys can get some extra money, some extra coin, fam. So if we look at then the wild card format, we're looking at the wild card format, right? In the East wild card, we are 7th, right, at plus 16. But obviously the Sixers, they're 2-1. The Nets are 2-1. So all we have to do is basically finish, in that East wild card, we need to finish 4th to get that wild card spot, right? And we're there. If we beat the Heat, and we have a better differential than the Nets, we have a better differential than the Sixers right now. So, if we can either beat the Heat or not lose by too much. Actually, no, if we lose to the Heat, we're done. So we have to beat the Heat to get through, provided that the Heat's going to beat Charlotte and beat Washington. But they should. So the Knicks beat the Heat, and then our differential is just going to continue to go up. It's better than the Sixers, and we should get through as the 4th East team, as that wild card spot, fam. What are you guys thinking about it right now? NYC says we should be clicking next time around. Yet when we play those teams, most definitely. You guys are thinking about the Sixers. Michael says, forgot the Sixers were 9-3. Yeah, I'm not worried about the Sixers right now. I think those guys are doing well with Maxey. But I think we can definitely hang with them on any night. And I won't be surprised if we catch them, fam. So, yeah, tonight's action. Sorry, that was last night. Let's pull up tonight. So right now we have the Grizz losing to the Spurs. And then we've got Dallas, 9-3, hot start for Dallas. They're beating the Bucks. The Bucks haven't been as good as advertised, so stay tuned, man. The Knicks could definitely catch them soon. They'll go 8-5 if they lose tonight to the Mavs, and we're 8-5. So as soon as the Bucks cop this L, we'll be tied with the Bucks. And then we've got the Heat. They're started well, but then, man, they keep playing the Bulls all the time. They're going to pick up another easy win. The Warriors badly need the win tonight against the Thunder. They're up. And then, of course, we beat the Hornets. And then the T-Wolves, man, our next opponents pulled out the win against New Orleans, who are 6-7 and struggling right now. I think trades are on the horizon, man, for those guys. So the Minnesota Timberwolves have started well. I think Anthony Davis is that difference maker on them. Rudy Gobert has been good. Karl Anthony Towns has been solid. The Timberwolves, I think, are going to come back down to earth a little, but I think they're still going to be good for a play-in spot, looks like, this year. So they're way better than the Pelicans, and a salute to them, picking up that huge win with that situation. So we just peep the Western standings for a minute, and then we get ready to wrap this thing up. Next week we'll be on, and we got more action coming as the streets are buzzing. The Nuggets, the Mavs tied with top, then the T-Wolves, the Thunder in fourth with SGA, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, and Chet Holmgren. The Kings in at fifth, and the Rockets rounding out the playoff picture with the sixth spot. The Lakers struggling in 7. The Phoenix Suns can't get healthy yet. They need Devin Booker and Bradley Beal to be healthy, and that they can go on a little run. But the Pelicans, as we know, are in 9, and then the Warriors struggling in 10, man. And then the Clippers, who just picked up their first win with Harden now, in the 11th spot, man, outside of the play-in. So it's struggle town for them, man, which is the exact opposite of the New York Knicks and us basically clicking with Jalen Brunson now firing, and he's that leader for us, man. It looks good to see him produce consistently now, and the Jalen Brunson of last year is absolutely back. We're squashing these teams that we need to squash, and we're really just falling short against the Milwaukees and the Bostons. We're playing them tough, and we just need everybody healthy, man. This was one of Mitch's 4 blocks. He said, "No way, man, get that weak stuff out of here," and then he jogs up the court, man. Stop dribble penetration there too on Gordon Hayward. So that was one of Mitch's 4 blocks, man. Salute to him. We looked at this last night. There's been 2 games since, but this just gives you an idea of where the Knicks are at, man. 3-point percentage, we were 7th 2 days ago. We've moved to 8th now, looks like, as the league will maybe heat up a little bit, but we're still in a really good spot. We were 29th in pace 2 days ago, so I think once we start playing faster, our points per game will go up with extra possessions. What's a standout, though, for me is that we're limiting fast break points for the opponent. We're 5th in opponents' fast break points, and we're 1st in opponents' second chance points as well. So if a team misses on us, they're not getting a second chance, man. It's a wrap with that. We are 25th in points per game ourselves, so we need to get more points up. But that averages out when we are the number 1 team in opponents' points per game as well. So we're kind of a little in the middle in some areas. We're 7th in fewest turnovers, top near the rebounds. Tonight we had plenty of steals, so shout out for the steals tonight. We had 7 tonight, 7 steals. The assists are going up 27 assists. Like I talked about last night, sometimes ball movement doesn't always translate to an assist, especially if a guy like Randle will dribble a couple times and then make a move, or you pass it to Quickley and then he dribbles for a few times and you don't get the assist. But that doesn't mean we're not moving the ball. We're 27th in the league in assists, but the ball movement's definitely been better this year as well. So really happy for the difference that's been the shooting and the ball movement this year. And like I said, Julius Randle playing with his head up, fam, and making heady plays. Tonight with 7 assists, last night 8 assists, and Jalen Brunson's been getting his assist up as well. I mentioned the move from Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride got some minutes tonight. Yeah, he put up his 3 ball as well. Dirty Dancers in the building. What's good? Getting real sick of the Mavs winning all the time, no doubt. I gave them credit in the off-season. I think before they got Grant Williams and Derek Jones and Derek Lively, I thought, you know what, it's going to be the same story. But they got what they plugged the holes they needed, I think. And the West is actually kind of wide open when you think about it. The Warriors are not doing very well. The Lakers are not. The Clippers, the Pelicans. The West is kind of opened up a more with the Rockets being more competitive. Like we talked about the Mavericks being more competitive. The Kings as well. So that the talent's been more evenly distributed now. But maybe if they do miss games, yep. Nick Yak says Charlotte was great in points in the paint. We held them to 35 points tonight. Salute for that, fam. Appreciate that insight. Mark Williams has been quite impressive for them in the paint, but he doesn't really have an offensive game. I think Miles Bridges is gonna help them with that. Like I said, Brunson now I can safely say he's in 4th gear. Right, I don't think Brunson's in 3rd gear no more. Tonight he could have had a 50 piece, I think, if he forced the issue in the second half. But he was playing more team ball. But the fast starts is the most pleasing thing. I think this has been probably the 5th game in a row, I'm going to say, that our offense has started fast. Every time I'm doing the breakdown, I'm just leaving it there. It's fast offensive start. After the first 4 games, ever since Randle's ankle and his feet got more under him, and Brunson settled in, we've been lights out to start the first, which is good. You need to get off to a fast start. Talking about Brunson's game going to another level, it's the pull-up, like here, right? This is the thing that people put Damian Lillard, in his own category, the Steph Currys of the world, in their own category, right? And it's early days, but the way Jalen Brunson is shooting the 3, 27 years old, right now, I think it's a new guard. It's a changing of the guard in terms of these guards in the league right now. And I need these media people to recognize that, the Steph Currys is getting injured. Their game's regressing. Damian Lillard's regressing some. It's this new guard with the Swiper Foxes, the Halliburtons, the Jalen Brunsons as well, who's by far and away a better player than Trae Young and DeMar DeRozan is right now. So don't leave us for fools and vote DeMar DeRozan in above Jalen Brunson again. And he's playing at a higher level than Drew Holiday, I think, in my opinion right now. Offensively, he's moving the ball as well. But the scoring, the triple threat, the foul calls, let's talk about that, man. Tonight he was cut under once again. I swear to God, if Jalen Brunson misses time with an ankle this year, right, New York Knicks Nation will be out for blood. Man, and when I'm talking about out for blood, I'm going to be talking about these guys.
Wire to wire. Coach time, Charlotte made a move. Under 2 minutes to go, the Knicks fans can be heard loud and clear. For the second straight night, moving screen on Washington.
Yeah, we just need them to get out in force, man, and vote. Because yeah, he's definitely up there in the All-Star conversation right now after a slow start. But I don't think we're giving the Hornets any credit tonight. I did talk about them a little bit in terms of LaMelo, Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller looks like a great pick for them. Bridges being out, I think, really hurt their season. Their chances of making, the play-in. Gordon Hayward's not even close to what he used to be. So it's time to move on from Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, and just continue to tank. I think a couple more top talents with LaMelo, with Brandon. I think they can make some noise maybe in 3 years' time, fam. Now I'm going to bring up the draft issue right now, the draft situation with the New York Knicks, because we haven't really talked about it this season, and we talked about it briefly last night, fam, with the big win against Washington. People were asking the question about, what are these picks looking like for the New York Knicks? And of course the podcast talked about it with Zach Lowe, and Steph Bondy of the New York Post dropped an article as well, talking about the Knicks draft picks this year. So he was saying that the Knicks will more than likely have 2 first-round selections. The Dallas one, which is top 10 protected, and they're far from the 10th worst team. So that's going to convey. And then our own, the New York Knicks draft pick we have this year. So those 2 at the top, we're definitely going to have this year. Now we hope Dallas don't win too much, because although the pick's top 10 protected, we don't really want that pick in the mid-20s. We don't want it in the late 20s. We want it somewhere around, I don't know, 14 to maybe 12, to flirt with danger a little bit. 12, 13, 14th. That would be solid in the back end of the lottery. But we'll see. We'll see how the Dallas Mavericks continue to do. Detroit's one, that's top 18 protected. So there's no way on earth that the Detroit Pistons are not going to be in the 18th worst teams. So that's not going to convey. Next year it goes to top 13 protected. Then it goes to top 11 protected. And then the following year it goes to top 9 protected. So let's hope, man, by 2027, let's hope the Detroit Pistons are not in the 9th worst teams. But you know what? Even in 4 years from now, I could still see them being that bad. They've got talent, but it takes a long time, man, to turn things around. So that Detroit and Washington one, it's not looking good about conveying as a first rounder. Now they will convey as a couple second rounders, I think, if it doesn't hit by 2027. But obviously we have 2 good second rounders. We've got the Utah-Cleveland one, and we've got the Detroit one as well. The 2 second round picks this year. So more than likely we're going to have 4 good picks. Our own, the Dallas one, in the first round somewhere, and then 2 good second round picks this year as well. So the Knicks roster's stacked. Now, we can't really talk about trades in a minute because the Knicks are thriving and we've got to wait for the deadline. But if the Knicks don't want to make 4 picks, they might want to make that move in the offseason. Donovan Mitchell might ask out somebody else. Maybe we trade these picks for another role player, or we move these picks for future picks. But I can't see us making 4 draft picks this year as well with this kind of roster set. Now maybe we let Isaiah Hartenstein go as a free agent. Maybe Deuce McBride gets pried away. And then we've got Rocas we can bring over as well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting times, fam, as we look ahead. Michael says, so happy for our Knicks, Dante, Jalen, and Big Mitch Rob. The big 3 game balls tonight. Nick Yak says Brunson won't be robbed of this All-Star game this year. Yes, sir. No, he won't. Yeah, we have to make sure. But, it's been a slow start, but he's definitely on fire right now. Dirty says, if I were coach, I'd already gotten fined for calling out these crooked refs about going under Brunson's feet, not being called. Yeah. Tonight, Tibbs left both challenges on the table as well. That's something I've criticised Tibbs of recently. Now, if you win the first challenge, you get the second challenge. If you lose the first challenge, you don't get another challenge. So maybe he's still, being paranoid, and he's being cautious. But yeah, man, someone on the bench has to pick that up. In terms of the Knicks coaching staff, the players, someone. Brunson's hopping around like a bunny because he was cut. And it's crazy right now. Yeah, buzzer 100%. Gordon Hayward was a target of Tom Thibodeau at one point, and I'm glad we didn't go for it. In fact, I'm glad the Charlotte Hornets outbid us, because I was pretty convinced that the Knicks, Steve Mills, Scott Perry, were going to offer him a deal, or we're going to give him an offer. But then the Hornets just blew everyone out of the water with that one, man. The same with Terry Rozier. Yeah, 100%. Caruso would be he'd fit into any single team. You would make room for a player like him. But I think this year, given there's still Deuce McBride, who's an unrestricted free agent, I think if we do bring someone, it'd have to be someone with a little more size. Maybe in the playoffs we can get exposed by a Boston. Talking about a Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum combination. What's going to even happen if Josh Hart gets injured? We can't play the small ball 4 no more. We're bare bones with the backup 4 spot. So hopefully we look at that. Hopefully a guy who can stretch the floor and shoot and rebound. That's all I need from the backup 4 spot as well. But yeah, definitely it's going to be really interesting moving forward, man, with these picks. And what's going to happen. So, but basically, I'm really pleased that our 3-point shooting is among the top in the league. Will it come down? I hope not. But, I could see it regress slightly. I think we're getting really good looks. Like, I'm cool with that one from Brunson. It's straight on. It's the guy goes under the screen, which I don't know why he's going under the screen. That's another story for another day, man. But that was a good top of the key action there with Randle and Mitch both setting screens. That confused the guy as well. Obviously I don't think we're seeing the close of All-Star Randle yet too. Now he is being more passive, but I still think he could be better getting to the rim. He is hesitating a little bit, but tonight, man, he was just too big and strong for Brandon Miller. So really pleased to see Randle and Brunson get back to what they've been doing, fam. Did Bulls start Caruso at the 4? That's interesting. That's really going to be interesting. There's talk that the Bulls are looking for the same level of compensation as Damian Lillard, as Drew Holiday. I think Damian Lillard got. So that's going to be interesting to see if the Bulls can get that. I doubt it. They kind of look like they're going to overvalue Caruso. The fact that the league wants him, the same way that Brooklyn are overvaluating Miles Mikal Bridges. Yeah, it was fun to see the Tank Commander last night, buzzer beater, with Jordan Poole. Man, there was talk that Ruby Rose was in the building or in DC, and he was going to show out. But yeah, he's the best Tank Commander there is, man. No conscience, man. Now let's end this thing on a DiVincenzo note, because we had a couple of other images go up. We talked about that one where he didn't even need to put the ball on the floor, but the threat of him being able to put the ball on the floor was huge right there as well, and just rise up real fast to hit that one. Yeah, we talked about Randle moving it to DiVincenzo for this one. Extra floor spacing, which is excellent from Randle. Great pass to the big Ragu there as well. So he's on a tear. He's shooting really well recently. And checks his feet. Great form, really. His form's as beautiful as Grimes is. This was Quickley getting downhill. We love when Quickley can get downhill. He's difficult to stop. And he can also swing that pass as well. The high pick and roll. We're really starting to see some more pick and roll. Except he didn't even really roll. Yeah, this was when the Harts link up. We gave Josh Hart his B+ for his steady play. I think that's all he's been. He's just been really steady. Josh Hart been that glue guy for us and being efficient as well. But pleased to see him get a couple of blocks, and that dime. But it was the DiVincenzo show today as we get ready to wrap this thing up, fam, and we look ahead to next week, and it's a big week, man. It's a huge week with Minnesota as the final road game, and hopefully we can pull out our 4th straight. It would be huge against the hot team in the West as well. Karl Anthony Towns, and Anthony Edwards. It would be a statement win, and we should have everyone back, excluding maybe Grimes. But it was great to see RJ Barrett get back. Great to see Brunson ball out, and the big Ragu rain threes from downtown. Basically, it's still raining in Charlotte right now. It's raining 3 balls from the big Ragu. Now, Miami in the NBA Cup game also next Friday, and our game on Monday against Minnesota with 3 days rest in between. It's going to be great. This schedule's finally settling down, and we'll be back in action next week, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday night against Minnesota. And then after that, we'll have a little rest, and get ready for that big one in Miami at MSG, where we see this court unveiled. The city NBA tournament court at MSG is going to be run out, orange and blue skies. And I hope everyone stays blessed. Celebrate this win. Salute Knicks Nation. Salute chat. Salute replay squad. Smash that like button. The Knicks streets are buzzing. And I'll